My name is Zenaida Alonzo, and I work at the Chicago Legal Advocacy for Incarcerated Mothers, also known as CLAIM. I've been there for a year now, but I've been practicing for 4 years.
My name is Rebecca Rashid Faroki. I'm a staff attorney at Chicago Volunteer Legal Services. I was admitted to the Illinois Bar in 2007, so I've been at CVLS for 1 year since that time.
Hi, my name is Daryl Apperton. I work for Cabrini Green Legal Aid, formerly known as Cabrini Green Legal Aid Clinic. I've been working in the legal aid field since my first year of law school, and that was in 1988. And that's 20 years ago. Wow.
I'm Sally Kolb, and I'm an attorney in the Champaign office of Land of Lincoln Legal Assistance Foundation, and I've been practicing with Land of Lincoln for 9 years.
My name is Benji Phillips. I'm with Chicago Volunteer Legal Services. I'm a staff attorney there, and I've been there for about a year.
My name is Lawrence Wood. I'm an attorney with the Legal Assistance Foundation of Metropolitan Chicago. I've been with the agency for 18 years now. I've been a supervisor for the past 8 years, and I currently co-supervise our Northwest Neighborhood Office.
On the best days in my career, actually, it's not a single day. It involves a person. Johnny Mae Dunson. She was 88 years old. She was a blues singer. She lived alone. The city wanted to condemn her building. Johnny Mae did not want to leave her house, which she's been living in for the past 50 years or more. She's been placed in the area in Cabrini, and one of my best moments is when I first went to go visit her at her new place, and she actually made me dinner. And we went out and I heard her for the very first time in concert. And it was excellent, and she was great, and she was seemed very happy in her new place.
Well, a couple of years ago, the Illinois Supreme Court decided to hand down some rules about how custody cases should be handled. They required mediation for any case that involved a dispute about custody and/or visitation. The problem was it just said it could be excused for good cause shown, but there was nothing to tell us what that could possibly be. Of course, our concern was out of fear or whatever else that this person is going to go in there and give away the farm. But we got together kind of a letter writing campaign to address all the chief judges at their chief judges conference. It was sent back to the rule committee, and the rules were rewritten so that the court has to consider whether an impediment to mediation exists. It was a really good change, and it was pretty exciting to get the Supreme Court to rethink things.
She was an elderly woman. She was in her 60s. A man that she was seeing came over to her apartment with a man that she had never met before. All of a sudden, she noticed that the man, who she had never seen before, was cutting lines on her table. And she said, "You can't do that." She called the police, and she told the police that this drug-related criminal activity was going on in her apartment. The police then arrested the man who had been cutting the lines of cocaine. The property manager found out about the arrest that had taken place in her apartment, and they decided to evict her. We had a couple arguments in this case. The one that worked the best was one that was actually suggested to me by my supervisor, Alan Allop. He gave me the idea of suing the landlord under the theory that they were violating what's called the Consumer Fraud Act. This strategy worked very well. As soon as we filed the counterclaim, the landlord agreed to dismiss its eviction action if we would dismiss our counterclaim. As disturbing as I found this experience, it also re-energized me because it made me realize how important this work is. And I would say that I get that sense on a regular basis, probably every week, and it's what's kept me doing this work for 18 years now.
The most challenging thing I've had to deal with as a legal aid attorney is not being able to help my clients. Recently, we went to Lincoln and Decatur correctional centers. They were women who were undocumented women who had gotten in trouble with the law immediately after they were going to complete their sentence. They're going to be deported to Mexico. No judge is going to give them custody of their children, and it was really heartbreaking to tell them that, to explain that these kids who they've raised since birth until they were arrested weren't going to be returned to them. It was just a very sad and unfair thing.
Well, in one of my cases, the dad got the kids for visitation and shot them and shot himself. So that was pretty hard. That's only happened once, which is pretty good for 9 years. I don't lose too many clients, and I'm very fortunate for that because that's not necessarily everybody else's experience who represents domestic violence survivors. We had 2 attorneys working on that case, and I'm still here and the other one's not. You either pick up the pieces and move on and try to help more people, or you don't. Somehow I was able to, but I mean, it was hard. It was very hard.
One of the most difficult parts of working in legal services is managing clients' expectations in terms of what the legal field can do and what it can't do. The court can direct and assist you in understanding what your rights are, but they can't help you implement them.
So we see that we are giving a service to someone and sort of expect that they will be appreciative of this and respectful, but often that is not the case. And they either don't appreciate your help or they don't want your help. That can be kind of disheartening at times.
The work can be emotionally stressful. You're not going to be able to say, if you lose the case, oh, well, that's the way it goes. You can't win them all. Losing a case is going to stay with you.
I think another challenge is definitely the salary. I don't think it would be as great of a challenge if law school wasn't so expensive. I think it's unfair that it's just a choice you have to make when you want to do the right thing, that has to factor into it. It's, I think, a huge challenge in working in legal aid.
When I was in high school, I was homeless. I remember going to public aid offices for food stamps and waiting in line and being treated like a number. And then we went to the attorney's office and I didn't feel like a number. I felt like a person. She listened to me. She listened to my mom. She offered some answers and she was able to come through in a timely manner. And that just impressed me so much with that power that she had to make my life so much better that I wanted to do that. I wanted to make that impression on my clients' lives. In the long run, they'll look back and they'll be able to say, yes, my life is a stable, good life now because I had help, and one of those people who helped me was Zenaida Alonso.
There's a great satisfaction you get out of helping people who need legal services who can't afford it. I mean, you feel like you're doing something great, and it's addictive. I mean, there are people I've truly helped. I know I've helped them. I've changed their life, and they may not have been able to express that so clearly to me, but I know it, and it makes me feel great about it, and that may be a little bit selfish on my part, but that's definitely what keeps me going.
I found I couldn't charge anybody money. My belief is it's already in my head. It doesn't cost me anything to talk. It doesn't cost me anything to help someone. I was taught that try and do what you can to help people, and that's what I try to do.
Every day I'm in constant contact with, real people and helping them resolve real issues, and that's very valuable to me. I think sort of giving up on this type of work would be to take away that last opportunity for some relief that they have, and I think I would just be disappointing myself, and I'd also be disappointing them.
I always kind of felt like I wanted to handle family law cases. I have no idea why. I must be a complete glutton for punishment because most lawyers run away from family law as fast as they can. For some reason I seem to like it, and 9 years hasn't scared me away. It's a great endeavor to help people who just have no one else.
You wake up in the morning and ask yourself, what exciting new person am I going to meet today?
You have enormous debt, but you still take a low-paying job so that you can go into work every day and know that you make a difference in people's lives.
You make all your own copies and send all your own mail and send all your own faxes.
When your student loans outweigh your annual salary.
When you're not surprised by anything.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we hear the craziest stories, things that you just can't make up.
When you love your job, despite the fact that you're getting paid almost nothing to do it.
When all your furniture comes from somebody else's office.
When your furniture is like 30+ years old.
You enjoy meeting new people. You enjoy interacting with them. You're a legal aid attorney.